saying? Y'all in the lab with us, you know? Basically, you know what I mean? Oh, it's cool. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Yeah, what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Got something with it. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Yeah, what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Got something with it. Yeah. My enemies frustrated cause I won't engage. I expose slaves, they ain't fucking with the culture wave. Till I'm holding gray, potent on the vocal lay. In the streets or internet like an open J. Young king playing the part I'm supposed to play. Sapio sexual vibration, I poke your bay. She at your neck like he ain't got the answer sway. Jay got a colorful aura like anime. Young bull flex on all old niggas, go figure. I'm in bed with success, cozier than cold winters. They got a massive team, but nobody know business. I go with hits like a ho-ho, go with Christmas.
Peace down.
Had to pause for the bros who missed it. Your boy flow wicked and so liquid. I speak life, build my own bridges. My goal glisten, only cause I'm so gifted.
Get that turmeric from Tommy Anderson. Non-essentials. It's the truth. Gotta get this off my chest, y'all.
I know you feel the climate change in the multiverse. Came up off the stoop in that same hat, only shirt. How you calling that a queen if she only twerk? You on your own with that, son. Lonely birth, move authentic, views all tinted. We know that eye candy in them 2 doors rented. I ain't out of pocket, I've been cool for a minute. Then you dig your own grave and you dudes fall in it. Official moves, like them dudes wearing red and blues. Get a clue, it's what you really better do. Nothing but my hints are new in the vestibule. Anyone else stepping to need a pedestal. Pin to the paper lines, hotter than an iron felt. Divine for the minor lines with the higher self. Pin to the paper lines, hotter than an iron felt. Divine for the minor lines with the higher self. Say, I mean, hear what I'm saying, I mean, got something with it.
Hey, Sky.
Whoa. I'm just saying, I mean, hear what I'm saying, I mean, got something with it.
Hey, Javon.
Whoa.
Y'all know I'm extra. I gotta start everything with music. Hey, how y'all doing? This is actually AMPspirationTTV on a Sunday. Appreciate y'all giving me your time and your energy. So, yeah, y'all saw what I posted last night. I couldn't sleep. I actually went to sleep around 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm just waking up a couple of hours ago. Yeah, I think this needs to be said because instead of me just going through the comments and keep repeating myself, I'm going to just put out this little PSA and, y'all can hear where I'm at. So, yeah, with this Jussie Smollet situation, yeah, I stand on my square with that. And I think you all are missing my point. See, as a 9, I have to look at everything full spectrum. I have to embrace everything. And as you guys know, that my whole agenda is about uniting our people. Now, there are different ways to do that. And one of them is actually standing up for one another. Now, I understand everybody is saying that it was a lie and, we can't stand behind things like that. And, we have to, like I always been saying, this is the year of accountability. Yes, it is. It's definitely the year of accountability. And everybody needs to be accountable for self. But as a bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? There's steps to that. And it's just so hilarious to me that the only time people want to start using the word accountability is when it comes to us. Y'all not giving me that same energy with the oppressors. The people who've been lying and making up shit and fabricating shit for years. We don't have that same energy towards these people. We seem to always have the balls and the gall and the energy to come for and check our own folks. And it's not even about checking our folks. It's about doing it in public. Hey, Kim. That is my issue. I'm not saying that we as black people just get to do fuck shit and then we're not supposed to be held accountable for it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we are the ones that need to hold them accountable. And we need to do that shit in private. I don't care what y'all think or what y'all are saying about this, because this is a fact. Okay? We as a whole and the way we look to the world is so fucked up. Yo, like, I'm not even gangster, man. I grew up in the projects, you know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. But I ain't no gangster. But I do know the laws of the streets. You know dudes who done sold crack to pregnant people, sold drugs to children. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely 17 years old when I bought my first Nick bag. And a whole adult sold that to me. Okay? But you ain't nobody going on here, exposing these people. Y'all went on and on about this R. Kelly situation. Do you know how many pedophiles was in my neighborhood in Left Rack City? Not a damn person in my hood posted those names. Exposed them. Y'all got mamas, uncles, daddies, aunties who've molested you and other people you know in your family, but y'all not coming on here and exposing them. I don't see y'all campaigning against them. So miss me with that whole, we don't need to use this as, a representation of the black community. I don't care who that man's fucking. He's still a black man. I don't care. If y'all want to rag and tag him in private, cool. But we need to stop showing showing the world that we don't care about each other. Y'all did not give that man the benefit of the doubt. Y'all will ridicule him from day one. Day one. You didn't wait until that information came out, proving that he was lying. Y'all didn't wait for that. You already had it set in your mind. Y'all been saying that shit. So, miss me with that. I don't care what white people do. I do not care what they do. They do the most horrific shit. They blow up schools. They blow up movie theaters. And they people always find an excuse. They create disorders just to justify the shit that they people do. You don't know if they checking those folks, because let's keep it about like that Sandy Hook place. That was a school full of white folk. You don't think them parents, you don't think them folks went and checked that dude? You don't think something happened in there? But they not gonna ever let you see that. They're never gonna let us see that. They're never ever going to let us see them divided. Ever. And that's why they run this damn world. Y'all are missing the whole point. We have to learn to stick together. We don't have that. So all of this trying to pinpoint what we doing, that does not make you, that's not you doing something I'm trying to hold account. No, you're not doing that. None of y'all are doing that. So, yeah, we have to stick together. I don't care what we do. I'm on your side from jump. As a matter of fact, shout out to the people who was in my inbox that started me to say what I had to say in the first place. Because what they could have did was try to expose me and put it on Facebook. Oh, Plump Queen was supporting, such and such and so. And he ended up being a fraud. You need to not watch her, or you need to check her because they could have definitely did that. So shout out to the 4 people that was in my inbox. They were trying to come for me, but they did that in private. And I'm going to assume it's because they see what I'm trying to do. They see what my true agenda is. And they're not going to chuck up my flaws, or use my, my opinion, my perspective to try to bring me down, when at the end of the day, my agenda is to lift us up. 4 random people, Vanessa, that I don't even know. These are people that obviously watch my show and things of that nature. So that's my point, guys. This has nothing to do with allowing us to do foul shit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we have to be the ones to handle that. We need to, like I say, unified front in public, chin check in private. Ain't that what y'all do with your families? Ain't that what you do in your relationship? You out and about with your man or your husband or your wife. You go and she's wrong about something. You're going to just leave him out to pasture and let the whole world just gang up on them? Nah, you gonna hold them down, and then when you get home, listen, babe, they kind of had a point though. You know what I'm saying? You was a little you was a little off, in your synopsis or whatever. But by no means are you supposed to let the jury hang her or him. That ain't how that shit's supposed to go. And what's crazy is y'all understand that shit like this in the streets, but you don't understand this, and you supposed to have knowledge of self. That shit don't make no sense to me. It's okay, to be cool with, hiding drug dealers or whatever. I'll say it again. All of the pedophiles that y'all have in y'all lives that are the real reasons why y'all are dealing with the trauma you dealing with. But y'all put more energy on these celebrities, these people that don't know you don't know them, and they don't directly affect your life. I'm going to keep it a buck. That's cowardly. If you gonna really bang on people, then start banging. When I was talking about that molestation situation, I definitely put out there that I had a family, that my grandfather was a part of that situation. He has done something like that. I have said that. I love my grandfather, rest his soul, all that shit. But I said it. It is what it is. That shit directly affected my family. But y'all not doing that. So miss me with that. If you really about a cause, then you need to hit up everybody. Everybody. Stop picking and poking at your own people. If pedophilia is your issue, then I'm going to need you to go after all the pedophiles. I'm going to need you to go after the Catholic Church. Like I said, I'm going to need you to go after auntie, mommy, grandma, everybody that's doing that. If you have an issue, because everybody is tripping only because Jussie Smollet is gay. That's what that's y'all issue. Y'all feel like he's pushing the gay agenda. That this whole thing was made up so people can have sympathy for gays. I don't understand why he would need to do that to push that agenda. He's already on a TV show playing himself in relationships, having sex on camera. Why would he have to do that to push the agenda? Let's really keep it a buck. They're inserting that in everything right now. Why would he have to do that? Like, he's one out of the show Empire that I actually watch. He's like the third, famous person on there outside of Terrence, whatever that man name is, Cookie and Lucius. Outside of Cookie and Lucius, Jamal is the most favorite character on that show. So why would he have to do that? This is why I don't understand how it was y'all first thought. How was that your first thought? When that man got bread, he is the most rising star in that show. Why would he have to do that? He has a famous sister. His sister has been acting since she was a kid. Are you kidding me? The light-skinned girl from Eve's Bayou and The Great Debaters. That nigga come from money. What you talking about? He's super duper famous. Can't y'all see that this in itself was a distraction? Again, like I said, this was a perfect example. A perfect, what's the word I'm looking for? Experiment. Because right before this was the R. Kelly situation. Right before this, everybody was rah, 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 R. Kelly documentary. Rah, 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 rah. Hang him, hang him, hang him, hang him. Y'all was all for it. All for it. Let's burn him at the stakes. Not even a month later, you got another black man looking for some type of sympathy for whatever. And you have none. That's a problem. I don't care what y'all say. That is a whole problem. That we don't see the value in each other, that we don't even have, the urge to want to fight for one another, to even find out what the issue is. Why did he decide to make this spectacle? Why? But y'all care about some shit y'all already knew 30 years ago. And again, we're the only ones having this conversation. We got to do better. We have to do better. Yo, the only way they infiltrate is through us. Don't you know? Think about every leader, every organization that has ever been created, or, or that person that ever stood up for us. It is always us that brings it down. Always. Always us. Why do you think they have undercover cops? They have to infiltrate. They just, you look at the projects all day. Drug addicts, the cliche, perception of what the projects looks like. There's crime, drugs everywhere, blatantly in your face. But what do they have to do to actually bring people down? They have to send one of us in there, or somebody that, that rocks with us or got our vibe. They got to send them in there and have them in there for months. Learn our ways, get along and, and start befriending one another so they can infiltrate. That's how they bring us down. So the only way they can do it is if we give them the information. If you don't talk, they ain't got no case. You all know that. Y'all can apply that in the streets, but you can't apply that in consciousness. That doesn't make sense. We gotta do better. That is the only way we're going to make it, guys. So again, I am not saying that you are not supposed to hold individuals accountable for what they do. But at the end of the day, as a people, we are the ones that need to orchestrate that, not them. Not the world, not the internet, not white folk, not any other race. Us. You find that man privately, figure it out. Y'all can get to him and chin check him. Y'all talking about pushing the gay agenda? Here's one. I watched the show Love and Hip Hop. There's a transgender woman, on the show. Now I'm like this, and talent is talent. You can do what you want to do. Your life path is your life path. Your sexual orientation is your sexual orientation. Because let's keep it a buck. What you eat don't make me shit. And who you sleeping with ain't doing nothing for me. So I don't even waste my energy on stuff like that. People gonna do what they want to do. And at the end, when it's time for them to transcend or whatever, they gonna have to deal with that. I don't waste my energy on that. I'm sorry, guys. Homosexuality is here. These people are here. You can sit, you can sit there and try to make it seem like they just supposed to switch off a button, but there's so many variables to that. That is the least of our issues. So who cares? But but I do agree that you're not supposed to push, that type of agenda, on the masses. You do that for yourself. If that's what you want to do, then you didn't do that. Cool. So this girl is on here. She has no talent. She doesn't rap at all. She's terrible, as a matter of fact. But she's on here trying to she wants to get into the music industry so she can pay for, you know what I'm saying, to change herself up and to become a full woman. To me, that's a problem. You're on a show that's supposed to be about either you're in love with somebody in the music industry or you're trying to get in the music industry, but you just up in here dancing and being extra and trying to get a ridiculous amount of bread so you can change your organs. That's a problem. I don't agree with that. Whole problem. To me, that's pushing the agenda. I personally feel like this was an experiment to show y'all in your face just how much you don't give a fuck about your own people. How it doesn't matter what is said without evidence, because this evidence just came out a couple of days ago. So without evidence, your first thought is to always think that we are either faking it or we're guilty. That's how we see each other in each other's eyes. We'll never give each other the benefit of the doubt. Ever. White people do this, and this is why they run it. I hear you, Jamaar. I could dig it. I don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it that way. I personally, because I feel like Jussie Smollet doesn't need the conscious community to push that. I don't see it that way. That man already has bread. His sister has bread. He is the biggest star on that show. The show is successful. It's had about 5 or 6 seasons already. I don't feel like that was necessary. That was necessary for him to do that. I personally feel like that was the media showing us, or like a great experiment, like I said, showing us that we don't stick together at all. And here's another thing, Jamaar. You actually spend your life, you know what I'm saying, helping the conscious community. You've dedicated your life to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're out here, actually giving out information, actually doing research, and actually doing something. So, you know what I'm saying? I would take, what you have to say and how you put that out there before the rest of these people out that do nothing. Absolutely nothing. These people are cool with everything. See, you bang on everything. You come at everybody. We don't do that as a whole. We pick and choose, you know what I'm saying, how we want to help one another. To be quite honest, I don't know. Jamaar, will keep it a buck. I don't even pay attention to a lot of this shit, honestly. I don't care if that nigga got beat up. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? He got security. He got bread. Sue him. My point is that at a surface level, all somebody has to say is that if we come and we're asking for help or we're looking for justice, our people, our first thought is that you're lying. It has to be, you know what I'm saying? It has to be a scam. If we're convicted of something, if somebody says that we did something wrong, we are quick to, yep, he did that. We don't ever give each other the benefit. We don't ever actually do the research. That's my point. That's the only point. I personally feel like as a community, you know what I'm saying, shit, as the gay community need to get at him because he's giving them a bad name. He's making them look fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? In their quest for equality or whatever it is. Not us as a whole. That's what I'm saying. Check them in-house. We got to stop we have to stop showing, you know what I'm saying, the world that we're cool with bashing each other in public. Like that's a whole problem. We have so much uniting to do. Trying to pinpoint these little things is not conducive to us at all. So that's my whole point. That's why I stand on my square where this is concerned. I'm going to need us, you know what I'm saying, to start collectively working on us. We have to stop allowing other people to come through and see that division. They need to see a unified front, I promise you, they would change. It would change how they move. If they knew that we would stick by, lies or not, if they knew that we would stick together, they would have to switch up how they do things. This whole story got crazy holes. I researched it. He going to jail, in my opinion. But okay, again, if he lied, made that up, and perjury, oh, the nigga need to go to jail. Cool. Go to jail. My point is, black people need to stop being the judge and the jury. That's all I'm saying. Because again, white folks do way crazier things. This man said that somebody beat him up. He paid 2 people to beat him up. That's his crime. Okay? But you got white folk who done, like I said, shot up schools, blown up damn movie theaters. You know what I'm saying? Eating people. Mass murders, doing crazy shit. And what do they come with every time? Oh, it was a mental disorder. Oh, you know, his parents were in poverty and there were guns in the house and it wasn't his fault. And, you know, we have to do more about mental health. And they make up every excuse. They pay people off. They do whatever it is that they need to do to make sure that their people are good and their people are covered. Since you want to join, let's talk about it. America stages events purposely.
I love you, sis.
I
Yo,
love you too.
let's build on this, because here's the thing, like the way I feel about it. When I looked at his story, this dude, it got so many loopholes in it, like so many holes in it. And when it was over, his reaction of calling himself the gay Tupac and stuff like that, like it that's not the way a victim acts. That's not the way somebody who was violated acts. There's a certain humbleness and meekness that comes with a victim, to where they wouldn't name themselves the gay Tupac. And you know what I'm saying? We looking for a title like that. Like, it didn't take the police for me to for me to realize like something's funny here. The energy is off. You know, I believe, and this is just about my belief, I believe that he orchestrated it. And because one thing that I do know about the LGBT community is their agenda is more important than anything. They just the homosexual spirit in general loves attention. They're very flamboyant. They love the look at me type vibe. And that's the part that doesn't sit well with me about the homosexual agenda, which is why you'll always see me push back against it, is because they're very flamboyant in what they do. And a lot of times when you're trying to work on a specific agenda, such as what we're doing in the conscious community, they're trying to push their sexual preferences on the agenda as opposed to what's really important. Like, nobody's thinking about who's smashing who. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they'll come into your movement and try to push, well, what about us? What about the gay agenda? We're not, this has nothing to do with sexual intercourse whatsoever. Like, this has nothing to do with whether you're gay or straight. It has nothing to do with that. Why are we talking about that? You know what I'm saying? We in here talking about economics and y'all talking about sexuality. Like, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? So the way this guy is acting, and this is just my opinion, right? And everybody's entitled to their own. He's not acting like somebody who is victimized. He's acting like somebody who is targeting. He's acting like somebody is a gender. Like in the hood, when somebody acting point, yo, so we say stop acting like a faggot, right? That's what we say. Stop acting. Yo, you act like a faggot. That's some real gay shit you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? And what he's doing right now, some real gay shit. It's some real gay. It's typical gay shit that I've seen. I live in New York. Like I told you, I live in New York. You from New York, so you know how it is. And we know how the flamboyant homosexual community is out here in New York and how they parade around. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they got their own parade. We ain't got no straight parade, but they got their own parade. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just extra with it. You feel what I'm saying? And he has all the indications, all the red flags of somebody who's faking it. For the police to come out with a crazy public statement like that,
And Chicago police at that, which we already know is under fire, I think they got a pretty good handle on this, on what's really going on evidence-wise. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then as far as, us being a judge and a jury, I think we need to be more of a judge and a jury in our community and stop letting white people be the judge and the jury. Because for years we've let white people be the judge and the jury, and they've been judging us and jurying us unfairly. So if there's anybody that should be judging our community, it's us. We should be doing that instead of letting white people put people on the forefront and say, "Yo, this guy ain't acting right," or "This woman ain't acting right." We need to be the ones that's having the influence over that, as to who is ostracized, as to who is praised. We should have more of an effect on that than anybody, because right now we don't. You know what I'm saying? And it shows that we don't have any organization enough, or even a powerful political statement enough to even have a say in it. It's like if we say something about it, it's like we're wrong. It's like, nah, B, like we the main ones that need to be talking about this out of anybody. You know, he's considered a black leader now. He's calling himself the gay Tupac. Like, this is crazy. Like, how do you, bro? You know what Tupac stood for? To put gay in front of Tupac is just, come on. That dude needs to be put on the forefront and beat the hell up. Now he need to be beat the hell up. He was good before. He didn't deserve it. But now him saying that, like, nah, bro, you don't put Tupac in the same sentence as that. Don't do that. Stop that.
That I agree with. I did not hear him. I did not see where he said that he was the gay Tupac, and I absolutely do not agree with that at all, at all. But here's my
Yeah, so
thing.
like
I'm not
you gotta
even.
dig into it.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But this is my thing.
Yeah.
From my perspective, all I see every day. I'm on social media a day. You know what I mean? All I see is whenever one of us, what I'm saying, needs some type of support, we don't give it. When any one of us is being ridiculed about something, we're all for it. That's my issue. I'm not even, and maybe I'm wrong for that. I'm not even really delving into the actual situation. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. I feel like we need to check him, but we need to do that in house. I don't think we should do that publicly, because we don't control our narrative. Everyone else does judge us. They do, lock us up. So I feel like we need to find a way to check that in house. Just like in the streets, like I said earlier, in the streets, you ain't gonna, a person could do something wrong to you, but you won't tell the police. You're gonna handle that yourself. You would rather handle that yourself than to snitch. And I feel like we need to incorporate that as a whole with anything, because
I
of the
agree
way
with that.
society is. And that's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. The situation with this is, though, he went public. He's the one who went public with this. Do you understand? So now he got to be checked in public. Like, once you're public, you're public. And he's the one who brought the situation to the light of the masses. Had this been something that was just under the wraps, in the hood, in the hood where nobody heard about it, it probably would have stayed there. You know what I'm saying? But he's the one that wanted to make an agenda out of it for the whole world to see. And turns out it quite possibly could be fake. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's even more offensive. It's like, yo, you really brought this to the whole world like this. Like, and you didn't have all your ducks in a row? Like, did this really happen? Okay, where's your wounds? I need to see all your wounds. Show us what went down here so that we can really help you out. Help us to help you before you go public. Um, so that's where we at. Jaleel, go get his cup. Get your cup, baby. Um, that's where we at with it with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, let's put it this way: in the conscious community, there's a lot of people with movements. There's a lot of people that's helping each other out, right? There's a lot of people that's doing things and making changes in their community and stuff like that. But then there's also a plethora of people who aren't, right? There's also a plethora of people who are only destroying. They're not building anything. You know what I mean? And I think the goal is, we just have to get connected with those that are actually building something, and exploit the hell out of them too. You know what I'm saying? Which we do in the Lighthouse. We make sure that we got a lot of different things that people can be a part of. But, I think as a whole, that we started in a losing battle where the black community was below standard. So now we're trying to work our way up. We're trying to get to a place where it becomes the standard for us that we're always winning and we're always supporting one another. But we can't turn a blind eye to stuff like this. The flagrant stuff that's just way out of control. It's like, bruh, I can't rock with it. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? And let's put it this way: there's homosexual people out there that know how to live their lives without having stuff like this a part of it. There's people that know how to live their lives and don't have to be the center of attention and try to over exert their ideologies on other people. You know what I'm saying? So we know that there's a way that they can do that, and the same way we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to overexert our things on other people. For the most part, we stay on our own pages and we have our own agenda that we build amongst the like-minded. But when you're trying to impose, your stuff on people to the point where you'll make up fake news, like, right now it's still alleged, so we can't really definitively say nothing, but it's really looking like he staged this whole thing, the whole thing, when we start looking at the evidence. So that, that's where I stand on it. But
Well, I can dig it. Like I said earlier, you actually do something for the conscious community. You actually do research, and
you do too.
You
Yeah,
bang
man.
on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
no problem.
my thing. We as
Mm-hmm.
a whole, we pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier about pedophiles. Everybody was going on and on about R. Kelly, but nobody talking about their daddies. Nobody exposing the
Right.
Catholic Church, they aunties and all that. Y'all are
Yeah.
picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? The people that y'all are making the face of our community. Because who said Jussie Smollett was the face of the black community? I know I
Right.
didn't say that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So
We pick
y'all
and
are making
choose.
these people, yeah, y'all are making these people our martyrs. We need to ask for that. And then that's what y'all choose to put your energy on and talk about, talk about, talk about, talk about.
Yeah, you're
And to
right.
other people, to me, I feel like they just see that as division. They're not looking at the politics and that he lied and da 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 da. They're just saying, see, here these niggas go again. I don't
Yeah.
care what they do, they will not stick together, no matter
Well,
what it is.
I'll say this. The one thing is this: we don't want to look at. We ought not care too much what they think about us. We have to because we have a different spiritual connection to how we handle things and how we take care of things. We have a different vibration with one another that we don't necessarily have with the matrix in corporate America. So our standard is very different and how we see each other is very different. What they think, like to just to play devil's advocate, somebody once said the worst place that a black person can be is in the imagination or the mind of a white man. Hold on, Judah. Relax. Did you get him one? He said the worst place that a black person can be, right, is in the imagination of a white man. And that's one thing that I agree with, right? So to some extent, I agree with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? That we ought to present ourselves, right? Or at least appear, even if it's chaos, at least appear like we got all our ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? And we have things in order, right? Um, the problem is the way this particular situation was presented. He went ahead and put that out there. Whether it's true or not, he went ahead and put that out there. And now we got to deal with it in a public manner because he is a celebrity. And this is the problem that we have with our celebrities when we put them on pedestals, you know what I'm saying, with political views. You see what I'm saying? This is the issue that I have with celebrities, because and with us and how we view celebrities. We put them on pedestals and we make them our politicians, we make them our keynote speakers, and you know what I'm saying? And they're just entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like when white folks in the time who want to get something straightened out politically, they go to politicians. They don't go to Michael Jackson. They don't go to
Right.
LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? They go to
Exactly.
politicians to get the work done. And it's like
Exactly.
we because we don't know politics, the only thing that we do know, which we pay attention to, is entertainment, the entertainment industry. So we expect entertainers to do that work for us. And it don't work that way. And that's why we really aren't getting anything done. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
But yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from, though.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Maybe because you want to overstand, maybe everybody else will overstand too.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
'Cause
get it because it's two perspectives, but at the end of the day, they both leading towards the same common cause. You know what I'm saying? That we got to get this straightened out. We got to get right. You know what I'm saying? And if he's telling the truth, then we do have to make sure that we give people the benefit of the doubt. If he's not telling the truth, we can't have this type of stuff happening no more. Like we just can't. You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Like it's
I
either
agree.
or.
I
Like,
agree with
yeah,
that 1,000%.
nobody wins. Nobody wins in this one. Like, this is just a horrible situation whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, Tazara Path is on the line. I know she
Yeah.
got something to say. She said, "My question is, we bang on us social media viral black on black, but nobody banging on right Brian Inicio who killed Sandra Bland, right George Zimmerman who killed Trayvon. Why we don't have the same energy for the killers of our people? Absolutely right. And
Thank
here's
you.
right. So
That's what I'm
here's the thing.
saying.
Let's talk about that, right? I think that we got to do a better job at protecting because we really can. I'm gonna tell you this: when it comes to politics, when it comes to the judicial system, I don't think we got any wins in there because that system wasn't built for us. This is my opinion, right? So going to the police station and banging at the police station never gonna be the answer. If that's the case, we already had things worked out. All we're gonna do is
Right.
get what we call justice, which might be somebody getting a paycheck, and that's not justice to me. You understand? That doesn't bring lives
Mhm.
back. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to bring your sister back. It's not going to bring Sandra Bland back. It's not going to bring George. It's not going to bring Trayvon Martin back. Never. You understand what I'm saying? So there's
Mhm.
no payback that you can give for a human life being lost, right? So the way I see it is we have to do a better job at protecting ourselves more than we do being, after the fact, complaining about it and what people are doing about us. You know what I'm saying? Like if
I'm
we're gonna
so
bang
glad
on
you said
somebody,
that.
we should only be banging on ourselves. We just shouldn't even have to bang on the white man. We should be protecting ourselves to where white man can't even touch us. You understand what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. I'm so
You,
glad you said that because I be saying the same thing. Like,
yeah,
you already know there's wolves out there. You already know what the world that you're in. You got to protect yourself
facts.
from it. Like, that's why I don't like the whole that slut shaming whole era type situation. First of all, calling yourself a slut, you're calling yourself a slut.
Slut walk,
And
yeah,
then and then the fact that you think it's okay to show your ass, your titties, and all of that, and then nobody is not just supposed to do nothing to you. I mean, yeah, you have a right to do that, but that doesn't make sense. Why
right,
would you set yourself up for that and then just be like, no, you're not supposed to? Nah,
right,
you not supposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we gotta be.
yeah.
All, yeah, accountability. All 2019.
That's a fact. Like I learned from nature. Like I look at nature. When you look at the lions, right? The lions know that their enemies is the hyenas, right?
Right.
You're not gonna find a lion going into the hyena's pride. You know what I'm saying? Saying why y'all always banging on us? Nah, the lion is going to stay where he's supposed to be amongst his people, right? If the
Exactly.
hyena come over here, you're gonna have some trouble, and we're gonna thrash on you. We're gonna pounce on you. You feel me?
Right.
Black people have gotten into this situation where we feel we need to go over into the other pride and try and bang on them when that's their space. There's no wins for us there ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's make sure that we protecting our infrastructure. That so when they come in here, they gonna learn a lesson. When somebody come in here, they gonna learn a lesson. We're not gonna kill them, but we gonna hurt them enough so they can go back and tell the rest of them niggas you ought not come over here. We're gonna
That
send you a messenger, right? You understand what I'm saying? That's the way we gotta start
Wakanda
moving forward.
forever.
That's a
Wakanda
fact.
forever. That's
Word.
how they did that. They had everything. They didn't go nowhere. They didn't bother nobody. But you come through, you get your
There you
ass
go.
whooped. Period.
That's the way we got to start moving. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like you don't see me involved in too much political stuff because I know that this from its inception, America was not built for us. So that's a losing battle. That's screaming. That's like really just yelling at a brick wall because you will never ever get the results that you're looking for. We're never going to run the corporation of America because we're not the ones who built the corporation. Legally, it will
Right.
never happen. It will never be ours. You know what I'm saying? We could just do better at being able to protect our own and build up our own and stuff like that and just convince our people, hey, listen, you're better off over here. You're better off over here with us and building our own stuff. We
Mhm.
want to talk about businesses. Instead of boycotting Gucci, let's talk about building our own businesses. You understand what I'm saying? You don't
Right.
have to worry about
Exactly.
boycotting Gucci because boycotting Gucci is saying that you want to buy Gucci and you're not going to buy Gucci until they act right. You understand what I'm saying? Nah,
Facts.
I'm not doing that. Let's talk about building
Exactly.
businesses. Let's get this website popping. Y'all, you a vendor? All right, come on through. We got this situation coming through over in Hempstead. Y'all want to vend? All right, we're going to try. We
Mhm.
shouldn't even have to mention Gucci. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that we have to because celebrities are the ones who are controlling the political viewpoint of us. Now we got to talk about Gucci and we shouldn't even have to. You dig what I'm saying? It's like it's just two
Right.
different points of attack that we can take. We're never going to be able to destroy the white man's infrastructure that they built for themselves. That's not going to happen. It's never going to
I
happen.
agree.
But we can
I
build our own.
totally
We do have
agree.
a say in that.
I totally agree with that. I say that all the time. Like, I can't trip about what the government do. I just got to put myself in a situation where they don't control what I got going on. My food, where I live. That's why, you know what I mean, and all of that. I tell people
Sovereignty. Sovereignty.
sovereignty. Exactly.
Yeah. I would much
Tell
rather
people.
promote sovereignty and protection, than banging on somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just
I agree.
because that eliminates all of that. That eliminates the need for it if we attack the problem at its root, at its source. My mother, my mother's a born again Christian, she used to call these folks, she used to call them ambulance chasers. Like when she used to talk about Al Sharpton and all of them, she'd be like, yeah, these ambulance chasers, right? Their energy depends on us being hurt. And
Ah,
subconsciously that requires us to go through these motions even for them to exist. You know what I'm
that makes
saying?
sense.
Think about it. Their energy, they would not exist had we not be hurting, meaning they can't get a paycheck unless somebody is wronged, unless somebody's shot dead in the
True.
street, right? They can't even exist. So if we build an infrastructure to get rid of them, we will be better off because we won't have a need for them. If we get rid of the need for them, I should say, we're much better off than trying to find more people to fight the way they fight. You understand? Let's find people who fight in a way that builds infrastructures instead of tearing down. Because then nobody have nothing. Let's put it this way: if we tore down America and we tore down and we tearing down ourselves, it's like subconsciously by doing that at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has anything at the end of the day. So it's self-destructive,
That's
really,
true. That's
for
very
all of us,
true.
for all humanity. So we're in a tough situation. We're in a tough situation perspective wise, but I think we're doing a great job, especially here in the Lighthouse and who we've affiliated ourselves with, you know what I'm saying, with the likes of Inspiration TV and Tamara and everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your mouthpiece for real.
I appreciate yours too. I appreciate you coming on here because I thought I was gonna be on here for 2 seconds, but we made this a whole
Oh, hell no. You
Sunday
talking good
Sunday
stuff.
episode.
You know what
That's
I'm
what's up.
saying? You
Well,
talking
I
good stuff.
appreciate that, and I co-sign what you said 1,000%, and I feel like this is actually a great and I'm glad we did this because some people think that because you're my mentor that I can't disagree with you
Definitely
or
not.
I can't, yeah, that I can't, still have my feelings just because, I take, a lot of what you say, into consideration. So I'm really, I thought this was really dope. So thank you, because I just woke up. I went to bed 8 o'clock this morning, and I woke up, and everybody's like, "Nah, I can't rock with that queen. What you talking about?" So I was just like,
You know what it is? Like, um, it's an energy thing, right? When you're having a discussion, even when you agree to disagree and stuff like that, like it's an energy thing. Like certain, I I respect certain people's intel. You know what I'm saying? And you have a certain perspective and intel that I can respect. Everybody doesn't fall into that category, so they feel like it's like that for everybody. Like no, like you can agree to disagree with me, and I can agree to disagree with you in any shape, form, or fashion without it looking ugly. Like I don't understand why it even has to look ugly all the time. Some people don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And they want to superimpose it. Everybody likes to blame shit. If it's not me, it's that person, right? But then
"Of course,
it's not happening for everybody else. Why is it happening to you? You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
there's some variable that you're bringing into play that you can't agree to disagree. And that's even on a public scale. You know what I'm saying? With the politicians and the people that we deal with, even with the celebrities, like there's all different energies and they all interact differently and in different ways. And some people just mesh with one another. You just got to figure out who's for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
you your tribe. You definitely attract your tribe."
Hold on, what else we got in here? Muma said in the movie Shaka Zulu, they knew the invaders were coming to eat them and do them dirty. And look, our babies are going missing and body parts missing. We have to study everything in the world. Yeah, I mean, we can learn a lot from our ancestors. You know, Muma, like Shaka Zulu wasn't no joke. He knew what them white boys was coming here to try to do. And he asked him. He said, Baba. He said, so what happens when you come into our land and we invite you in, and when it's time for us to separate ourselves, you love our land so much that you don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? He thought about
Mm-hmm.
that. Shaka Zulu wasn't no joke. Like, y'all should watch that. If y'all ain't watched Shaka Zulu, y'all need to watch Shaka Zulu. I was watching that at 8, 9 years old. So I was learning the strategy at a time who really early on. You know what I'm saying? That's a good analogy. Shaka Zulu was no joke as far as his warfare and how he thought about things and strategized and played chess when you're dealing with the Tom Hoover.
Chess, not checkers.
It's chess. This ain't checkers. That's a fact. So
I'm
we gotta
trying to
wait and
tell
see,
you.
man. We gotta wait and see what this what more news comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope. Let's put it this way. I don't hope that the situation happened to him, but I hope that it did for his sake and that he didn't make this up. You understand what I mean? I just hope that he didn't make this up because it's not a good look for anybody. Nobody wins if he made it up. Nobody wins at that point.
It definitely sets us back, and I definitely agree with that. I definitely do. I cannot argue with that. Can't argue with the truth.
Yeah.
Well, this was dope. I'm keeping the book. I don't even want to talk about this no more. I want to talk about some positive.
What else can we talk about? We got so much going
Um.
on.
Oh yeah. What can we talk about? You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I'd like to know how you feel. Okay, I'm gonna have a show tomorrow about cannabis awareness.
Okay.
I'm assuming Facebook didn't want me to talk about it on Wednesday. So there was a billboard that was put up in my neighborhood by a church, and they're having a forum on Tuesday about it. And they're pretty much talking about how marijuana is a gateway drug and it leads to death and all this other stuff. But there are a lot of people who use cannabis, especially medical cannabis, for
Right.
seizures for their children and things of that nature. So I've done some research on it, and how it pretty much why they're putting the whole going hard about marijuana. But I want to know what you think about it and what information that you have, because I've just did a couple of Google searches, what I'm saying, and things of that nature. But what type of information do you have on it, especially with like it's called medicinal hemp? Because I didn't even know that exists. No, industrial hemp. Didn't even know that existed.
Well, I'll say this. They put a lot of our brothers in jail over this thing, and when you're dealing with the judicial system and what happened with these brothers, and you follow the dollar, that pretty much will expose a lot of things that's going on. I look at marijuana the same way I look at alcohol and the prohibition era. Um, Marijuana is a powerful, powerful plant, is a powerful, powerful herb that has many different properties to it that can be used for many, many different things, healing properties, as well as just pleasure. And like anything, even if you drink too much water, it could flush out all the potassium in your system and kill you. Like anything. Um, so it has to be put in the right hands so that we don't become targets of the medical industry to change our DNA in negative ways. When you're dealing with marijuana, you can disguise it in so many different ways and produce so many devils from it that it's scary, which is why they had to place the regulations on it early on because they wanted to take control over it. But then when the people that are taking control of it, when you know that they're corrupt as well, it's like, well, maybe it should just stay in the hands of us. Like, there just need to be more transparency. We need to be educated on marijuana more than we know on the street level. On a street level, just common knowledge. You understand? Anything medical can't be trusted. Anything medical can't be trusted because
I
we
agree.
don't have control over that market. So I'm afraid for the people who are not informed about the plant. I'm afraid for those people. I don't fall for the devils. I don't fall for the strands that they just make in a laboratory somewhere, some random, we got that headbanger boogie Hawaiian hip hop crunch. Nah, nah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing new. I don't want your new.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Give me some regular, you know what I mean? Like first day I met Samara, we in the park and we put one up in the air, right? Like that's what we doing. So I'm about that life. Don't give me nothing. Well, go ahead, put the names down there because I know y'all got some names that y'all don't heard. You know what I'm saying? I got that Hubba Bubba, that that Fruity Pebble. Like, nah, son. Like,
Oh man.
give me regular bud, son. Regular bud. You know what I'm saying? Nothing
Thanks.
loud. Give me just somebody
Nothing loud.
Yeah, I want something quiet.
I want that
Something real
quiet.
quiet. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Word up. Ganja.
Oh man, that's
Ganja.
hilarious.
Yeah. So,
Facts, yo.
but yeah, as far as the medical industry, marijuana does have healing properties. It's great for seizures. It's great for people like that. Dealing with arthritis, pain. Like it's just so many things. It's the list goes.
It's
You know what I
endless.
mean? We'd be
It's
here all
endless.
day. You feel me?
Facts.
Um, but I'm like I said, I'm just scared. I'm scared for the business owners that are trying to get into it. Because you're gonna find some people getting knocked off because of it. The same way they did with alcohol. You could expect big business, mob type stuff going on when it's time to start setting up your businesses, your marijuana businesses. And I'll give you some advice from my study, from what I've noticed. The best way to get into this family is really into the digital world. Get into stocks, dealing with the plant. Get into stocks as far as dealing with fertilizer, the things that people aren't thinking about. Fertilizer, seeds, packaging and labeling, right? For marijuana corporations, that's where the money's going to be, because everybody's going to be trying to get into distribution, and it's going to be so saturated as far as
Right.
growing and distribution.
That makes sense.
Get into seeds, supplying, farming. You understand what I'm saying? Distribution, and even farming is going to be, I would say, saturated at some point. I would get into the digital world, to stocks, into companies that are doing their thing, and you'll see Chrono. Oh, chill, Joe. Joe Tone out there putting out my stock options. Like, chill, son. Chronos is ill. I'm on
Thanks,
Chronos.
Joe.
All right. Damn, Joe, you can't be giving away everything. Like, you, damn. All right, so Chronos. Now that put it out there, we got to talk about it. Chronos
Yeah,
is one of the stock companies. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with stocks at all.
All right, I'm giving y'all some stock tips. All right, so Chronos is one of the companies. I have some stock in Chronos. Chronos goes up at around 9 o'clock every morning. Their stock goes up, and then at around, I say, 2-3 o'clock, it starts to go down. So if you buy in early, you know what I'm saying, on Chronos, you're gonna see some wins.
Okay.
You're gonna see some wins, just as a stock tip. You know what I'm saying? If you invest in them,
Googling it right
you'll be
now.
good.
Why are you
Yeah.
talking about it?
Download Robinhood. Robinhood is one of the
Robinhood.
Robinhood is one of the apps. That's the one that I use for quick trading and stuff like that. So you can get into stocks if you don't know. Joe said, we've been studying. Yeah, man. That's what happens when you start putting that knowledge out there. Come back to bite you in the ass. You know what I'm saying? I've been giving y'all all the secrets. But anyway, Chronos is a really good company, man. I think they're I think it's CRS. Is that it? Is that their IPO? Yeah, get into the stocks, man. Like, don't waste your time trying to get into the infrastructure of like farming and stuff like that, because people already got that pretty much locked down. If you ain't got your land and stuff by now, and you ain't already got your equipment, you gotta be careful dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? I would deal with the stocks and the digital aspect of the marijuana business to really win. Like he just put out there, Chronos is one of them. And even the like, even the Bitcoins, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's risky. That's even more risky, the Bitcoins and stuff like that, but it's lucrative if you know what you're doing.
I've actually invested in
There's a
Bitcoin last year. I actually
Yeah,
have a mining
that's a
package with a homeboy of mine.
oh, you got some mining going. That's good. See, that I was talking
Yeah.
to Queen Latifah about that. As long as you got the mining situation going on, and you got somebody that's official with it, as far as working that computer, you're gonna be all right. Because mining is where it's really at. That's where you can get a lot of immediate money by doing some mining. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, man, there's a lot of wins for us out there with marijuana. I believe it's a beautiful topic to really discuss and really delve into. Specifically, for our people. We can't turn a blind eye, because we're gonna look crazy. Everybody else gonna be getting rich, and we're gonna be looking dumb if we don't.
I totally agree. Now, I actually have one more thing I want to ask you, since we're talking. All right, so you did a
Chill,
video,
Vanessa.
and
I love you though, Queen.
so you had did a video about the retrograde, and stuff, right?
Mercury?
And how about the retrograde. You know how everybody feels like when that goes on with the moon and stars, it kind of
Right,
affects us and our behavior and all that.
right.
So I agree, but I also feel like, since it's, as above, so below, and we're connected to the universe, I do feel like when the moon does this or when it's there, that it can have some type of effect,
Okay,
but I don't personally feel that it just dictates what you do. So I wanted some clarity on that because, like, for instance, the moon is supposed to be in Cancer right now. And my
okay,
cousin, who's very much into numerology and astrology, he had posted something about, the moon's in Cancer, so it's very emotional communication going on. And I promise you that has dictated my whole week.
okay,
Every encounter that I've had, I'm
okay,
saying this week has been on an emotional, has been very emotional. So
okay.
again, I'm not saying that the moon is directing my conversations and things of that nature, but I can contest that this has, without me having any knowledge of the moon being in Cancer,
Right.
my communication has been on an emotional wave this week. So
Now, my response to that, right, is what do you say to the person that tells you that I'm having these same experiences that you're having, Tamara, and God is so good. He's been guiding me through these situations, and he's been really working with me. Have you ever studied astrology, sister? No, I've never studied astrology. I just know that God is really working. I just know that Jesus. No, I just know that Allah is working. No matter, no, I know that Buddha, because of my teachings of Buddha, this is what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? No, matter of fact, because the sickness and disease that I have, I have these fluctuations at times because of the weather. Some of my bones. You know, what do you say to those individuals that are going through the same exact thing as you are right now and have no concept of astrology?
what do I tell? I don't know what to tell her. And see, and that's my point. So, like, just because you're not aware of something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So
That's
that
a
that,
fact.
that that's and so that's what I'm trying. I think that's the question that I'm trying to ask.
So
See,
let's
I'm
build on
I'm
that.
not a I'm not very versed in astrology, but I do know what I felt, and I can identify with that. So, is it
I'm
true
gonna
or
tell you.
not?
I'm gonna tell you my concept of the moon. Right.
Okay.
The moon is a man-made structure. It's a man-made
Okay.
structure. It's unlike anything else that you see in the cosmos.
Okay.
Um, Scientists have said that they shot rockets at the moon, hit the moon, and it rang like a bell. It's hollow. Okay.
Okay.
If I had to give you my theory, just a theory on what the moon is, it's more of a satellite, right? Ironically, they call it the Earth's natural satellite. That's what they call the moon. I believe that the moon is a satellite more than it is a celestial being that had its origin in the stars or in the cosmos, in the heavens. I believe it had its origin somewhere else. There are
Okay.
some stories that talk about how the moon was actually brought here by people from other terrains, other terrestrial places. And when I say extraterrestrial, I don't mean like planet Nibiru. I mean from terrains left and right more than up and down. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, from other areas, and you should get into this stuff. Like the moon is out of everything else, right? Had you not said the moon, I would have been like, okay. But the moon is one of those things that I'm almost 90% sure that is something that is man-made, and the reason for it, why it was put in the sky, don't know why yet. I believe that it was put there to measure something else and to give us an indication of something else, but in no way, shape, or form or fashion, from what I've studied, do I see the moon being a direct effect of uh, what you may be going through naturally. If it is
Okay.
affecting you, it's because of something that was done and orchestrated by whoever put it there. You understand
Okay.
me?
Well, then that poses another question, because they
Sure.
say that, our, as women, our cycles, go in accordance to the moon.
Yes. And some people say that, some
So,
people don't. I mean, that's not law though. Some people cycles don't.
okay.
So a woman's cycle is every 28 days or something, I believe, right? Or is it vice versa? Is it the moon, right?
It's supposed to be every 20, it's supposed to be every 28 days, is what they
The
say.
moon cycle is not exact to that. The moon cycle is not every 28,
Okay.
right? Whichever one is 28, the other one is not like that. The menstrual cycle versus the moon,
Okay.
right? I don't have the numbers in front of me again, but the moon versus your menstrual cycle is not the exact same numbers. It's every, if you want to average it out, every 30 days on average, yeah, but it's not exact. So we can't say that the moon is the reason why. And everybody's cycle doesn't line up with the moon. Not everybody.
Okay. So not so much to fixate on the moon, because, they always talk about the sun can be here and this star is there. So I just mean being cosmically connected. You know what I'm saying? When things are going on in the universe,
Yeah.
that can, affect, not directly, you know what I'm saying, I guess dictate, but can affect, what you got going on or what you're feeling at the time and things like that. I think that's what I'm trying to get at.
I would say this, that yes, yes. Okay. I would say that the cosmos, what they call the cosmos, is not the effect. The cosmos is how we track what is happening with us. There is
Okay.
a bigger energy at work than the stars, the moon, the sun. There's something that keeps those things moving. You understand?
Gotcha.
The only uh, indications that we have of the existence of something else out there is the sun, moon, and stars. Does that make sense? Like, we can't go to see what's making those things move, but we
Okay.
know something is making those things move. What is it?
Gotcha.
You understand? That's the thing that is affecting us more in a cyclic pattern than the sun, moon, and stars. You understand?
Yes,
The
that
sun,
makes
moon, and
sense.
stars, they've been doing that for a while, and they move in thousands and thousands of years in their patterns. We're talking hundreds of millions of years if we really want to track it. You understand what I'm saying? And our timing is so off as far as dates and where we actually are in position of time that we don't even know what we're talking about. Really, we don't even know what year it is. We like,
Mm-hmm.
we saying it's the year 2000 or something like that. No, you're talking at least 6,000, at a minimum 6,000
That's a
something.
good
That's according to the
point.
Egyptian calendar. If we want to deal with, further civilizations before that, we've been around for much longer. So, we really have to look into that. Like, what put it there? What put the sun, moon, and stars there, right? And why did we study it? What made us want to get into it so much? You understand? Because we saw that was doing a cyclic pattern, so we want to base our lives according to that cyclic pattern. We did that. You understand? That the sun, moon, and stars didn't do that to us. We looked up there and said, "Yo, when the sun is doing this, I'm going to do this because I know that this is going." You understand what I'm saying? It's like it's
Gotcha.
almost like a backwards way of looking at it. It's like, but we've been taught that. Like, rightfully so. That's what we've been taught. But that stuff was doing what it was doing before we got here. You know what I'm saying? Then after we got here, we judged our life off of that. So it's like we gotta dig deeper and look further out to really get the answers that we're looking for. We gotta see past the sun, moon, and stars, and even past the heavens. Once we start talking past the heavens, and then people start getting spooky, and they start talking about gods and stuff like that. They don't
Right.
really have no definitive answers of what's going on because we don't realize, like, yo, it's all within. If we're looking at the stars, everything that we see is a reflection. So what's really going on? Do we have a cyclic pattern going on with inside of us? Is that what it is? more than what's going on out there depicting what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I think it has more to do with us than what's going on with the sun and moon and stars. Like, because people can go out of alignment. People go out of alignment with the sun, moon, and stars all the time and do things opposite of what their horoscopes tell them to do and become successful at it and have been doing it. You know, some people have never even read a horoscope in their entire life. And they say that it was a cosmic being that's been guiding them. Or even they don't listen to nobody. They're atheists and they just go with their heart. So
that is true.
Know,
that definitely makes absolute sense. Organic facts.
you know, that topic is offensive because people have built businesses around that, and people have built infrastructures around the sun, moon, and stars. You know, from an astrological level to scientific level, down to, you know, just telling fortunes with Miss Cleo. You know what I'm saying? So
call me now.
It's hard to call me now. You can't tell somebody. You can't tell nobody how they feel and what got them through something. Like, even when I deal with Jesus and people like that, when I be going against people with religion and stuff like that, I can't tell nobody that Jesus didn't get them through that. You know what I'm saying? If their mind was set on Jesus, Jesus got them through it. You know what I'm saying? He may not have existed, right? But the concept that they built in the matrix that they built for themselves, you know, made him real. We can make whatever we want real. And that's what I was talking about, the difference between absolute reality and relative reality. I think that astrology and how we look at the stars is more relative reality than it is absolute reality. Because depending on where you're standing on the planet, you're going to have a different response. You're going to have a different perspective. So you know what I'm saying? I'm here in the United States. Somebody over in Australia got a whole different angle of the stars than I'm getting. So how the hell is their horoscope the same as mine?
That is so true.
Don't make sense.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, we got to deal with that.
That's true. Well, then, you know, that poses another question.
Let's go.
So then when you're talking about numerology, now, numerology is something that I actually came across when I found the lighthouse.
Yeah, I love that.
And I've been not so much basing my whole life, but my purpose has been revealed to me and a lot about myself, you know what I'm saying, as I learn about life paths. Now, we had a conversation privately about this, about the way that you gauge, you know, your not so much, I think it's actually your expression number that you get from the numbers, because you have to do your name and things of that nature. So does the whole life path numerology thing, is that false? Is that something that, you know, is made up because, you know, of, you know, businesses and things of that nature, or is there truth in that? Because I know numbers, you know, women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
Right.
But how it's been presented, or, you know, what we know of it, is that the right way?
I would say, hold on. I would say, as far as numbers are concerned, numerology, I would say that's way more accurate than astrology and astronomy.
Okay.
Because numbers, because one thing about numbers deals with symbolism first and foremost. When you understand the true essence of numbers, then you're better off. Most people don't understand that numbers are actually symbols and they're not first representative of quantities. You see, because if you could go to a different language and have a different set of symbols, and then they mean numbers. You understand what I'm saying? We look at numbers in a certain way, and depending upon how you were taught about the number system that you were given, will dictate how you look at numbers. When you learn where the numbers origins come from, like actually why they draw a circle for a number 0, you know, why for a number 8 they draw the sign that looks just like infinity.
Right.
You understand? When you learn those actual symbols, then numerology comes alive for you. That's when numerology really starts to work and prove itself to you as being true. Because the symbols go the test of time. It lasts from generation to generation to generation. The symbols will mean something else 10,000, 20,000 years from now, when languages have changed. Our number system will be different. You understand? The quantities will remain the same, but our symbols will change. And there will be a reason for that, based upon the things that we're going through, based upon the laws of the universe. More than even quantity and you know, and numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what they add up to. So the number system will be way more conducive to you than dealing with astrology, in my opinion, and astronomy, and astronomy, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, that's
Because,
very refreshing.
oh, hold on, and the reason being because remember that comes from within, right? Like
Hmm.
the number system we created that came from us, right? Like books don't write people, people write books, right? So
Right.
that those numbers came from our intellect. So we're going within to figure things out as opposed to looking at something
So,
way over there that we've never touched and we don't even know really what it looks like. We just see a spicker of light. You know what I'm saying? That's moving in a circle. You know, see that moving in a circle, we're calculating what we're doing and what's happening in nature, you know, around us. We're using that as a tool more so than actually tapping in to the universe, us. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? That's why numbers, numerology to me is way more powerful any given day because that comes from us.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. That's very refreshing because yes, numerology has definitely awakened a lot of stuff in me, and my relative reality, it definitely is working. Where I'm concerned and elevating me where I need to go. So that's very refreshing
You
to know
tapping it,
that.
you tapping into your ancestors when you're dealing with numerology. Like you're tapping into their universal language that stands the test of time. Like that's really digging in. And when you and tapping into your ancestors is tapping into self. You know, you have their DNA. So when you tapping into it, you know, this is stuff that you did, like literally when you're dealing with it becomes real to you. It becomes yours, you know, at that point. You know, it's just different. So like if you believe that you came from the stars and you just came from another planet or something like that, then people will make that real to them as far as dealing with astrology. But you know, everybody knows they came from somebody's vagina. Like you came from some another being. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to prove that you came to me from another planet. Until then, I'm not gonna use this. I'm not gonna use those twinkling lights to dictate my life. Like, nah, be like, for all I know, that could be a Mack truck coming to hit me. I don't know what that is. Like them numbers don't lie. That came from me, bro. Like, word up. That's knowledge of self when you're dealing with numerology.
Absolutely. All right, I think that's all I got right now. I don't have any other questions, but if I do, I'll sure find you and you pop back up on here.
You already know, man. Anytime you call me, we gonna build. You know what I'm saying? You always have profound topics. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's put it this way, you're in motion. Like, everybody don't do what we do as often as we do it. You know what I'm saying? Come online and have these discussions and stuff like that. So you've developed your muscle. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be a critical thinker. So that's why you can get along with the type of topics and the things that we talk about more often than somebody who just want to pop out the blue and have a video discussion or discuss or talk with me, because they don't do it regularly enough to be able to understand how to even have a conversation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like you just get it.
I do try, definitely do try. Just trying to fulfill my life path. I'm a nine, so I'm trying to do what I'm here to do,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
know. And I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate your support.
But tell me real quick. So like when you're dealing with the numbers, right? What have you found? Like what has been the most profound about you dealing with numerology?
Acceptance, honestly, knowing that, because as a nine, this is supposed to be, if I do this right in the way I've calculated my numbers, I'm a nine through life path, karmic path, as well as my expression number. So for what I've learned, if I do this right, I'm off to the next dimension, wherever
Yeah.
that may be, if I do this right. So I'm very excited about that. And learning that has made me change on what it is that I want for my life. We all have these pre-recorded thoughts about what we're supposed to do or what we want to be. Now, what I want for my life is what my life is supposed to be for, whatever that may be. I want to find my purpose instead of, I guess having a set plan and then the plan doesn't work and then I'm
Yeah.
disappointed. I
Yeah.
want the universe to let me know and show me what it is I'm supposed to do, and that's what I want to do. It it kills depression, it kills self-doubt, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It
Yep.
it helps you humble yourself, it helps you, you know what I'm saying, just see things from a full spectrum than just narrow vision. That's
Yeah.
why I'm able to be cool with everybody. It's pro-black or whatever label you want to call it.
Yeah.
I can walk into corporate America and rock with white folk. I can go into
Right.
any community and be cool with everybody
Right.
because I have a sense of respect. You have a right to do what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
That's not my business. I just want us to be cool. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If y'all could be cool over there and we could be cool over here, cool. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I don't need to, hate you or, I'm
Right.
saying to love myself. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I've actually learned that. And then I'm also learning people's personalities,
Yeah.
learning the people around me, knowing their numbers and, the energies that come along with that. I now know how to deal with them or not. You know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
who to keep, who to feed with a long-handed spoon and who to keep close to me and
Facts.
things of that nature. So I've learned all of that learning with numbers and and I'm still learning. I'm still figuring stuff out. I still got some tweaking to do, but it has definitely changed my life, like for the better.
I mean, I can see like just watching you over the years. You know what I'm saying? You can see it just spiritually and physically as well. Like on all layers. You've grown just so much. You know what I'm saying? I just want to commend you on that. Like just watching you. You know what I'm saying? Like I stay quiet. I be looking back. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't always engage, especially in the beginning, because you don't really know who's who. You know what I'm saying? You kind of gotta like see who's really in this for real, and who's going through the motions. And you going through the steps. Like some of the things that you wanted to participate in, you participated in, and things that you didn't, some of them you even participated in to see what the results were. And I saw it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she's really out here testing it. She's testing the waters and she want to see what's up. And, the universe is rewarding you for it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's coming back and you got a glow about you now. It's beautiful to see. It's great to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like to see people grow. You know,
I
it's better
appreciate
than watching somebody be a train wreck and go in reverse, right? Like to see somebody grow, it's just awesome. You know what I mean? So, you know, I appreciate you working on you. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's where I get gratification. I don't get gratification from anybody doing anything for me. Like I want to see you do something for yourself, so that I know that when it's time, if I need some advice, I can call somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because
absolutely.
people leaders don't have a lot of people to call. They don't have a lot of people that they can even converse with in real ways. Because you always have to compensate for people's intelligence and all that. So when you have somebody that's working on themselves and growing themselves, I know like if I can talk to you about a book that I read, because chances are you probably heard of it, or chances are you'll look into it afterwards. Like you're for real with yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's
absolutely.
just different. Yeah, it's a different movement. It's just a different energy. So it's much respected, much respected. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep growing. Keep building on yourself, working on yourself, and you're gonna see the blessings. You already have. You're gonna keep seeing those blessings. You know what I'm saying? It's just a beautiful thing. So keep it up.
Well, I am humbled by that. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all that you've contributed to my growth because, yes, being a part of the lighthouse, like, I was ready. I was the student ready, but I appreciate you being the teacher.
Hi, Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Hi, Judah.
Daddy. Daddy.
You want to say hi?
Yeah?
Sit.
Yeah.
Talk to it.
Hi, Judah. He's
Yeah.
so cute. Oh, I got Judah on Inspiration TTV.
You
Ow.
already know, young prince. Say what's up.
Ow. Hey. Hey, cute face.
That's what's up. So, yeah, I appreciate you, sister. Uncle Ma, I love you, and I'll speak to you soon.
I appreciate you jumping on. Do I,
No
do I,
doubt.
do I?
Dua.
Peace.
Peace.
No,
Hi, Judah. So cute.
no.
I need you this side. Here we go. Well, that was a whole lot more than I expected. I came here just to, I think I'm gonna have to start doing these sneak attack situations because yeah, that came into fruition real good. So I love y'all. I hope y'all got my point. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree. We have to be accountable for us, but we need to do that in-house. Okay, let's unite. And yes, let's keep up these discussions. Let's talk about us. Let's, continue to grow, but we need to do that together. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all rock. Actually, go give me something to eat. I'm hungry, and I love y'all. Be inspired. Peace.